recording it from now on, by the way, in order for other people to see. Does anyone want to share any realizations from this meditation, any experience, anything? I think it's a very good, sorry.
It was very, very powerful. Like almost able to embrace, right? Every word that was coming out of her was being played through the soul. Yeah,
That's
thank you
right.
so much. It helped disconnect from everything and really get into this moment. Thanks a lot, Erika.
Right. You're right. Anyone else? Okay, guys, so we'll jump right into the webinar. So this webinar has been organized by the Weekly Fasting Group. We are an international group of individuals, and we connect through WhatsApp. And this group is dedicated to cultivating the habit of fasting once a week between 24 and 36 hours. Usually it's 24, but there are some people who extend it. And we actually cultivate this habit week after week after week. So we fast every week from Friday, between Friday and Saturday. And this habit is very, very powerful and rebalancing, cleansing, and many other benefits. So if you watch this video and if this idea appeals to you of cultivating this habit of fasting once a week for 24 hours, you will find my WhatsApp number. My name is Arik. I'm the organizer of the group, and you are welcome to contact me by WhatsApp, and I will happily add you to the group. And today we have Erika, our dear Erika, who is originally from Mexico.
Yes.
But she has lived in England for quite a while. And Erika has a very interesting life story of searching for the way, of healing, of fasting, many other things. So Erika, please tell us about it.
Okay, so basically, I always been very sporty. So I did sports all my life. I've been a runner. I did ballet. So I would say I pushed my body to the limits. I start taking protein shakes and sports supplements, and basically I saw a sport nutritionist and basically wanted me to get more muscle. So I started eating like 7 times a day protein, plus protein supplements, plus some chemicals that give you to lose weight, and I don't know. But my health was deteriorating. I was looking really good, but my stomach was not good. I was I don't know. I was not sleeping well. Anyway, to make the story short, one day I couldn't use my hands, and I couldn't sleep because of pain. So I went to see the doctor, and the doctor was like, well, let me check, but you have osteoarthritis. And I'm like, what? What's me? And I'm like, I'm so fit, I'm so young. Is there any medication for this to cure it? I said, no, it's not such a thing as a cure. I just recommend you that you massage your hands a lot to make sure it's like you can still move them. And I'm like, what? Like my whole head couldn't comprehend it, like something like this could happen to me when I'm like supposed to be what society say, eating really healthy and be really fit.
Erika, I'm sorry, maybe for the people who don't know what this condition is about, like what happens in the body when a person has osteoarthritis.
Okay, so basically, your body become with chronic inflammation in the joints. So it's chronic inflammation in like the hands, the hips, the legs, the feet, and sometimes can be everywhere. The worst is like the bones is commence to deteriorate. So for me, my hands had like bones coming out. my feet as well. And the worst is the pain. The pain is like horrendous. Like I feel really sorry for people that suffer from this, because it's like usually they take tons of painkillers. They give them autoimmune suppressants and even like cortisol injections when the situation gets really bad. Actually, I have some research that 10 million people in the UK suffer from osteoarthritis. 10 million. So it's like, it's a really, it's kind of common. But it's increasing. So now more and more people is suffering, even kids, even like really young people. And in the past, it was something only really old people kind of suffer from. But now you see kids with arthritis or teenagers.
Yes, Erika, after our conversation this week, I went on the internet and actually read about the possible cure by the official medicine. And they have no cure for that. They have just what they say. They just give people really exactly what you said, painkillers, antibiotics, etc. But no cure.
No cure. So basically the doctor said, I'm sorry, like, that's it, this is your life. So my best advice will be like, don't put on weight, because it's gonna be hard on your joints. Massage your hands, because probably you will need some operations to be able to hold up pain or do things. So I don't know, like my head couldn't comprehend it, but at the same time, because I'm from Mexico, I was like, it's not possible. There is different ways to skin a cat, they say. This is no, even dogs have arthritis. So someone in this planet has cured themselves. So how I gonna find this person and I'm gonna do something about it. So my mindset wasn't like, for me, it was more like I did this to myself. And I remember thinking that night, and like, what has changed in my life? Okay, so I've been eating tons of protein supplements and protein shakes, and since then my stomach was doing terrible. You know, like I have terrible digestion, I have insomnia, I had so in my mind it's like, there we go. I don't see any other possibility than this happen, you know. So I went to the internet and I bought tons of books. Probably I read like 20 books in a week, trying to find like if it was a solution or what can I do, you know. Eventually I found a book that give you the story of hundreds of people healing themselves through fasting, enemas, juicing, herbs, and most important, the mindset. So I was like, that's it, that's what I'm gonna do, you know. But part of my brain was thinking, maybe I'm going crazy because everyone is saying, and if you don't eat protein, you're gonna die, and suddenly I'm gonna become a vegan. And so I was kind of worried, like suddenly all the books say, stop eating this huge amount of protein. When my whole life I was taught that if you don't eat enough protein, you're gonna die, basically, or something really bad is gonna happen. And so so it was really hard, but I was like, okay, anyway, I have nothing to lose, so just gonna go for it. Basically I started doing a whole protocol, and the first thing was like, I realized, like Hippocrates said, like, is heart diseases are cured with hard work. Basically, it's not gonna be easy. So mentally I worked myself to think what I will give up to have my health back. Because a lot of people say like, oh, well, but I cannot give up the cookies, or I cannot give up the coffee, or I cannot give up. So mentally I prepare, I give anything to have my health back. I don't care. So it was no option plan B, like maybe today I coffee and tomorrow I go back. And no, for me it was like, I'm gonna give 100%. And I don't care, you know, like if it's I don't have coffee ever again, or cookies or meat, or it's fine, I'm just gonna do it. Anyway, but I didn't fast because someone told me like, you cannot fast because you basically work and you have a daughter, and it's like to fast you need to be alone and just rest. And so I was like, okay, but all my books say that everyone did a long periods of fast. No, you cannot do that because you're busy. So I was like, okay. So I start with the enemas, changing my diet to mainly raw, exercising, and be really, really disciplined. So my health improved, the pain started to reduce. But I was not healed. And I have many times when like I was doing everything and I was just still have pain, you know. So I still like, I don't know, this is hard, but I'm not gonna give up. So by accident, but I don't think it's accidents in this world. My sister said, well, it's this doctor in Mexico, then he healed a lot of people. He wants to do a FaceTime with you. So basically I told him, listen, I became vegan, I'm doing this. No, juices, keep the juices. But the most important is your mind. And I say, what you mean with my mind? Yeah, I have clients, I hypnotize them, and he's a proper doctor, but he works with herbs. And many of them, especially my cancer patients, they actually want to die. When I hypnotize them, they're actually like doing this to themselves. And I'm like, what? So do you want to live? Do you believe you can heal yourself? I'm like, yeah, but you know, no, like your mind is the most powerful. Like, and I remember he called me once, I have a really bad hip pain. And I told him like, I don't know, this is horrible. And he said, don't think in the pain. You have to connect to a different reality. You're still in this reality of I'm sick and I'm in pain. You have to change completely this. Man, the most important is your mind. So it's like, but I say just try not to think about the pain and think about something else. And I did, and like magic, the pain went away. So it's when something clicked in my mind. It's like, okay, I'm doing the diet, but I haven't truly believed, and I haven't reached this other reality when I'm not sick. You know, I don't know if I can explain that properly. So from then on, every night before I sleep, I was imagining myself completely healed, running, healthy, zero pain. So every night I keep doing that. I think one night I was like, that's it. I think I am there. But to prove my theory that I was healed, basically I went and I ate something really bad, and it will create a lot of inflammation in my body. And I was fine. So I keep testing with different food, different things, and until I thought, okay, so I'm gonna go for a run, because every time I tried to run, obviously the pain in my joints was going to be really bad, especially on my hip. So I remember going for a run. I'm like, okay. Anyway, I think it took me probably 1 year to go back, but I was not 100% healed until I implement the fasting. So when my first fast, for anyone who is new here, wasn't easy. So I think my first fast, I could handle no eat until 2 o'clock or something like this. And immediately I was like, my stomach was like like in pain. I was, oh, I'm gonna die without food. And so little by little I worked until I could do like a 1 day. And what I noticed, the longer fast I did was like when I saw the biggest change in my health, especially my digestive system, my sleeping patterns, basically everything. So the longest fast I did was 1 month, just fasting. And that was amazing. And for a lot of people here thinking, how can you work? Actually, if you do just fasting properly, you have tons of energy. actually I was exercising, I was like working, picking up my daughter, cooking. And after the 1 month long fast, I think that was like, I never feel better in my life. And obviously I could never eat the same way before, because once you do a long fast, your body actually want to use and eat green vegetables and fruit. I don't know what else can I. So basically, I'm here just to tell people that it's not such a thing as impossible, and it's not so. If you really put the work and you really trust the process and you really change your mindset to believe it's possible, it is possible. It's not easy, but it is possible to reverse any disease, I think. On my journey, I met people with cancer, and they reversed the cancer through a similar protocol. I met a plastic surgeon like me, exactly with a similar protocol. He reversed his osteoarthritis and is still operating and be fine. All kind of people, Hashimoto's, someone reversed the Hashimoto's. But I don't know, actually the book I found when they talk about this is from the 1816, and the other for this really old book. So for me it was like, why people don't come with information for, like doctors. He was a doctor just documenting like these cases of people, giving hope and what they did. So I wish was something like that for all type of disease. Then someone do a research on what this type of people did to heal themselves, and because I think they will give hope to a lot of people.
Good, Erika. So
Sorry. I hope everyone understood, because obviously I still have a very strong Mexican accent.
oh, it was very, very clear. Thank you so much. So Erika, so first of all, guys, if you want to join the weekly fasting group, I posted my WhatsApp number on the chat. So for the people who are watching, who are not in the group. Okay, that's one thing. Now, Erika, so how old were you when you were diagnosed with this osteoarthritis?
I was 41.
41, which means it was something like 3 years ago, something like
Yeah,
that.
3 years ago.
Yeah, and what kind of sports did you do before that?
When I was a child, I did ballet and dance, and I did lot of running. I don't know, my favorite was running. Lot of Pilates. Basically, I was really sporty. I was mainly running. I love running.
Okay, so what's your intuitive feeling about what led to this particular disease and other conditions that you experienced?
Okay, I know 100%. When I was growing up, I was always sick from the tonsillitis. So they give me penicillin for nearly my whole life. So
antibiotics, you mean, like in general,
yeah,
antibiotics?
Tons
Okay.
of antibiotics. I never have like an amazing health. So I was always getting sick and more antibiotics. And after I had my daughter have a C-section, so again, I have an operation and I have more antibiotics, and plus, basically I thought I was eating healthy, but now that I realized I was no way eating healthy. I was having like protein shakes, and it's like processed food. Protein shakes is processed food. I was eating cheese, I was eating gluten. Now I know like 100% I'm allergic to dairy. Because now if I eat dairy, I can feel a headache, and I don't have any pain, but I can feel that reaction in my body, because basically I'm out of that for a long period of time. But your body kind of get used to deal with this, with the bad food, and just keep carry on. But once you are out of eating all this food, your body straight away tell you you shouldn't eat that. So yes, I think it's the protein shakes, the high protein diet, and more important, I was chronically constipated. Then I didn't know until you do a long fast, you know the truth, guys. So until you know. So yeah, for me, the longest fast was like a mind opening for me. Like I am chronically constipated, and I didn't know. And I think the high majority of the planet is constipated, because the modern diet, they use It's just not made for humans.
Absolutely, absolutely. Do you also feel that you held some kind of unhealthy patterns in your mind that might have led to this particular condition?
Yes, because for example, I did heal my body, but I realized for what this doctor told me, I needed to heal my soul as well. So I went to change the way I am a lot, because I used to be very, I still am very perfectionist and very hardworking. Everything I wanted to be perfect. And I used to react about little things, you know. So now I'm like, who cares? I changed completely. Like, I'm not gonna fight. I'm not gonna like, nothing is gonna stress me anymore. Because at the time when the arthritis happened, I was going through a lot of stress as well. So I completely changed. It's like nothing is worth it, especially for your health. And I did 3 months of therapy as well. Because basically I used to have a really bad relation with my mother, and I thought was normal. But I realized maybe some of this anger and things I have inside me also create this disease, you know. So just
Right.
in case it's not that, maybe this, maybe no. But I'm really happy I did it, because I have a really good relation with my mom now, and I think I'm overall a happier person.
That's amazing. Did you do any particular kind of therapy or just psychotherapy
I
in general?
did hynotherapy. And the type of hynotherapy I did was because I did not want to stress anymore. You know, I didn't want to be the person I was before. Then I used to get stressed about like little things.
So they put you in a state of hypnosis and then they you just healed it from your unconscious.
And after the hypnotherapist also did like healing your inner child. And I was like, okay, and heal all the possible traumas I may have.
Mm.
And what I noticed, I sounds crazy, but I noticed since I did it, I don't fight with my mother. My mother managed my uh, businesses, and I'm like, I am not fighting with her anymore. Like,
Beautiful.
so everyone should go to hypnotherapy. Therapy helps it, right?
That's beautiful. Yeah, yeah. Okay, and then you were diagnosed with this osteoarthritis. So what was your were you interested in any kind of healing modalities and health modalities prior to that, or that was what pushed you into in this direction?
I think I used to read, like once by accident, I read the Gerson therapy, and I was thinking, these people are crazy, you know, like basically. But I used to think of the vegans, they're like they're crazy as well. I was thinking, how can they live on lettuce and in my mind, basically, I have no interest about it at all. So for me to be a vegan is like, but I never be that happy, and I think it cleans you emotionally from a lot of things than you don't need. Basically, that is what I find out. Um, I'm very calm. I'm happier.
Good. And but what actually really pushed you in this direction? What really prompted you to research was your diagnosis, if I
My
understand it right.
diagnosis and the pain. The pain. So basically, the doctor said, "Well, don't worry. I'm gonna give you painkillers, and we check your prescription, and if we can increase little by." I was like, "I'm not. That's not the life I imagine." And that's not what I want, because I know people that they are on medication and they're taking painkillers. They health is deteriorate very very quick. So in my mind, it's like I cannot go that route. I cannot do this. So basically, it was a pain, and I could not set my life to be this way. So in my mind was like, doesn't matter what I have to do, but that get me to regain my health, I don't care. So, but
Good.
I was very strong mentally. Then I thought, if I need to eat carrots every day and someone give me my health back, I do it. You know, I don't care. Like I was very determined to heal myself no matter what. basically. I even look into stem cell therapy, and so I did like a whole research, and I even talked to people, you know, online, and it's like, do you actually heal yourself? Yeah, like, so I don't know, like talking about this, and if someone is listening and watching, it's like, yes, you can heal yourself. It's no, don't give your power to someone just because he's wearing the white doctor. And we all have your power, and yes, if I did it, anyone can do it, I think.
Absolutely, absolutely, Erika. So, what was your first step if we really want to talk about the specific protocol? So, they gave you this diagnosis, and then you mentioned enemas, and you also mentioned changing your diet. So, what came the first?
I will say the rules for anyone not to get sick will be: number one, don't even touch processed food. That's it. Don't even like anything packaged, anything thin, anything is like, this is poison. So number one is to remove any processed food from your diet. Number two, if you are not vegan, is fine, but try the meat you eat then is like wild animals, or it's wild fish, or doesn't have any hormones. And because not everyone goes to the route to be a vegan or raw food or anything like that. But if you decide to eat meat, try to find the best quality, because obviously the other, like the meat with hormones and all that, would harm your health sooner or later. I will say no using microwaves. I will say no take tablets. So if you have a headache, you have a fever, I will say don't take tablets. Don't. And the protocols I did was very specific. My plan was to detox my body in as much as I could. So was waking up, brush my whole body, because what people don't realize, the skin has like it's another way of detoxify. And so it's very important to dry brush my, even the face. Went to leave my daughter's school, and I was leaving my enema, coffee enema prepared. So when I coming back from the school, I was having a coffee enema. My first drink was a juice. So I was having like a cucumber juice or apple juice. So I was probably having like 5 juices per day, because I realized my body was not absorbing nutrients. So the best way is to drink the nutrients, since my digestive system was not good. So I needed to help my body to heal. Lunch, breakfast, late breakfast will be like fruit and something to help my digestive system, like prunes or something like prunes juice. Or lunch was a salad with tons of vegetables, and mainly raw salad with very little olive oil or no olive oil, so very little. I was having herbal teas to help my kidneys and my liver. I was having nettle, how it's called, horsetail tea.
I think so.
Horsetail is a tea that help to clean the kidneys and the liver and
Okay.
help with the bones and the hair. So you will have beautiful hair and skin with horsetail, and it is nice. Dinner probably have fresh vegetables or fruit, and I never have late dinner. So basically, I was eating tons of raw vegetables and raw fruit. And
so when did you take your last meal during this period?
5 o'clock.
Okay. And what about,
it was noisy at the beginning because I was used to eat like so late. So for 2 weeks, I had my stomach like in bed. I was like, was noisy, but your body get used to. So the first 2 weeks I was noisy, but yes, 5 o'clock was my last meal.
What about salt and spices? Did you use those things there?
Okay, so I did use, but nearly nothing. For the first probably 6 months, I didn't use salt. I didn't dye my hair. I didn't use perfumes. I didn't use any chemicals or deodorant. I didn't use nail polish. So basically, I removed all the chemicals in my house, in my body, in my like. And what is really fun is like basically the first couple of months I was sweating in the night. I was smelling. The smell of my body was like horrendous. So I was detoxing very, very fast. Like
Yeah.
yeah, it was noisy.
Yeah, Erika, so these lifestyle changes, even before you went on this prolonged juice fast,
Yes.
where did they bring you? Because you mentioned that you weren't completely healed, but your health improved. So where exactly were you? Where exactly you arrived using just those methods?
I would say I spent the first I don't know, probably the first 6 months using these methods. My health was good. I did not have pain, or if I have, it was no really painful. Um, so I was okay, but I was not happy because I wanted to be completely healed,
Okay.
basically. So I was like, I'm fine. I was not there. So it's when it's when I came to the realization I need to fast. That's it. All the books say I have to fast, and I was like completely obsessed. Like I have to do it. Like my doctor say no, my other practitioners say no, but I don't care. Like I I was 100% mentally prepared to go and fast. To be honest, I fell. I fell many times. So first time I remember going and binge eating at one. like next time I was like, okay, this time was until one. Let's try until four. And I did until four, and I was, oh, finally I can have a salad. And next time I try until eight. And I'm like, okay, I can do eight. And so it was not like suddenly I went and fast. So it was like a process. And the first time I did a juice fast, after 5 days, I fell. And I was not hungry. Huh? So when I fell, I was like, why I fell, and I realized, okay, I've been lazy. Basically, I stopped using the amount of juice I needed to support my body, and I started looking at recipes of food, and for real.
Mm,
I was fasting and I started looking at recipes of, oh, look, this food looks so good.
okay.
So when I came out of the fast, I was like, okay, so I was not hungry. Why I'm doing this? So you next time I not look at recipes of food, prepare, because preparation is so important in fasting.
Mhm.
Prepare like how much you're gonna spend, how much you are prepared to spend, how you're gonna planify your time. Then you make sure you have your 4 or 5 liters of juice. Before the fast, you have to do lots of enemas and I don't know, prepare the body for it. And the most important is the mind. What I noticed when I was healing, when I start giving my body a date, is when things happen. So it's the same I do. I think that's why I joined the fasting group, because I'm not gonna give up the Friday fast because everyone is doing it. And I already told myself I'm doing this Friday with the group, and so it makes things easier.
Mhm.
But the healing as well is like you have to tell, by this date I need to be better, or this date I'm gonna run, or this date my body, your body listen and your body want to heal. So you just have to give the instructions.
So that's amazing. So you actually set the particular date by which you will be healed.
Yes. So
Mm,
basically my biggest fear was to run, because I was like scared of, because my pain was in my hip, it was in my knees, it was my biggest fear was like, what happened if I hurt myself? Because every time I tried to run, I did it, like 50 minutes, I have 2 weeks of pain.
wow.
And I was really scared. But I remember I found a book when this, I have it here, it's like very old. Doctor Have Cures for Arthritis. Anyway, but he showed pictures of his his patients, then the bone go back to be normal.
Wow.
So I think I needed to see those pictures, because in the back of my head, I was like, well, everyone say the bone 10 years to go back, and maybe. And so I saw the pictures he took of his patients, like all the bone completely after he did similar diet that I'm doing. The bone go back to normal, the hip bone, the knee bone. And I was like, so it's possible. So I just gave a date to my body, and I was like, okay, in these 6 months, that's it. You're gonna go back to run. You're gonna go back to do this. And I was actually scared inside me. I was scared if I'm gonna feel pain again, and that means I'm not healed. You know what I mean? Basically, that was
Absolutely.
my fear.
Absolutely.
Because I was like, I'm fine. I'm 100%. My bones in my hands went back to normal, but they were like, basically they deteriorated. And by the end, if my hip went back to normal, or my knee, or so I guess I give dates. And now, for example, with the dry fasting, I'm giving myself dates to, or give orders to my body. Like before the fast, while I'm doing this fast, because I notice when I do dry fasting, the places I used to have pain, I have pain in sometimes when I do dry fasting. My kidney, my liver. I have the last time in my arm here, and I was like, yeah, I remember I used to, I used to have pain in that part. So the healing is, I don't think you never 100% finish. I think you get better, but you have to continue the process.
Yes, yes. And tell me, so, and how did your other family members receive those changes in your lifestyle? Did they support you?
Okay, I'm very lucky because my husband just, I told him, like, because his sister has arthritis, and his sister is in a really, really, really bad condition, keeping having operations after operations. So when I told him what the doctor told me, he was like, he was devastated. But I told him, don't worry, I'm gonna be fine. I have my plan, I told him. He's like, okay. Like, I know I'm gonna cure myself. Just wait and see. I'm gonna be fine. So he just left. He never judged me. And imagine after see me like eating my huge amount of protein, and in the morning he has his big eggs, and I'm having my little fruit. And but he never say anything. He just support me.
That's so important.
So I've been lucky. The last time he got a bit worried was with the dry fasting. It's like, but you're going to die. And I said, well, my clinic is Muslim, and she's still going on in Ramadan, and it's fine. And he's like, okay, well, fine. I support you, whatever you want to do, So I've been lucky.
Absolutely.
With the rest of the people, I don't tell anyone like I'm a vegan or anything like that. Sometimes when I get invited to restaurants, I have to suddenly, it's like, but I don't mention, I'm not pushing people to believe what I believe. But I notice it's like people come to me asking me, like, and it's when I say, okay, they want to listen, I want to tell them, like, because obviously I think since I changed my diet and the way I live, I look younger. Obviously you have to show your pictures of before, but people came to me as like, oh, well, who is doing your Botox, or why are you doing and I just tell them, well, I'm doing juicing. Juicing is so good for you. And I stop coffee, and just like trying to tell the people that really want to know. Obviously, I used to eat tons of meat before, so I feel like hypocritical to tell people like, oh, you shouldn't eat meat and this, because I think everyone have the journey, and the time will come. Yeah, so I've been lucky.
Absolutely, Erika. And tell me, did you have to prepare the food for your other family members, some other kinds of food?
All the time. So today I'm doing the dry fasting, and I did like a recipe I used to love, like Middle East fish with the tomato sauce, and all the house smell, and I'm cooking it, and I'm like, oh my God, this is hard. This is hard. But I just tell my body, listen, when this fasting ends, we can eat. You eat what you love, because now my body wants basically raw vegetables and salads and fruit. So that's what I will have.
Mm. So you do apply some willpower while cooking for other people.
Majority of time, like when I'm not fasting, it's fine. That today that I'm fasting, it is hard today.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I just like they say, is no pain, no gain. They say, I don't know. Like
Absolutely.
my feeling is now with the amount of toxicity, the amount of pollution, the amount of processed food. I don't see any other way than we have cellular regeneration than by having one day off.
Yeah.
I don't see any way for everything is toxic, and now even we have all this 5G internet as well, and so yes, for me in my mind it's like it's non-negotiable. It's something anyway, I feel amazing. I don't know, every time I finish a fast, the first juice you eat, and your mind is so clear and you feel so good. So
Absolutely.
so good.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, Erika. And tell us about your glasses story about
Yes,
getting rid of your glasses.
I should bring them anyway. So basically in the whole process, the last thing I expect is that I'm gonna my eyes will completely go back to like perfect. They are not perfect, but I would say nearly perfect. So by not the first year, the second year, constantly be like this. I tried to read a book with my glasses and I'm like, what happened? And this is so hard. It's like, I think I need to change my prescription. And when I remove them, I'm like, oh my God, like I read perfectly without glasses. I don't need glasses. So I went to check, and yes, even the doctor said, what happened? It's like, this is not normal. I used to have astigmatism with myopia. So if I didn't have glasses, the words will like in the evening move like, was really hard to read.
Which myopia did you have? Minus how much?
I have one eye was different. I didn't have much. One eye was -2 and the other was -4. So one was better than the other. But it was not like, but it was really hard to read in the afternoon, that's for sure.
So
Yeah,
it's
but that's the thing is like, yeah, that was not expected.
yeah. So today you're not using glasses at all?
At all, never.
Wow. Wow. That is such an amazing. And did you plan to do that, or it just happened
No,
spontaneously?
this is like this is weird because my plan was basically reverse the osteoarthritis and not live with pain on medication. That was my plan. So for me not to wear glasses is like, and now that I don't wear glasses, I realize how hard work is to wear glasses. Like because I've been wearing glasses since I'm 17.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I was
Yeah.
like, where are my glasses? Oh, I need to have another pair. Or I don't know. It's like I grew up with them and I didn't realize how hard work is to be constantly needed something to see properly.
Absolutely. So before, prior to when it happened, you didn't even plan it. Yeah, it just happened
No, this is
spontaneously.
like this is the weirdest thing that happened. That
Wow.
insomnia, I used to have insomnia. So that as well. I used to have migraines. So every 2 weeks, so every Friday, I was getting a terrible migraine.
Wow.
I haven't had migraine basically for years.
Yeah, and it just disappeared
Just disappear.
with this lifestyle. That is amazing. Erika, and you also, when we talked prior to this webinar, you told me very inspiring story about your Muslim a cleaner or something like that. So could you share this story? Because it really touched my heart.
So basically, like all the practitioners told me I couldn't fast because I work, I'm busy, I'm like. So I remember, it's Ramadan. And I always tell my cleaner, like, come on, you want to have some lunch with me or some coffee? And say, no, I'm doing Ramadan. I'm like, what you mean Ramadan? Like, I'm not drinking water until the night. you are not eating. I said, no, I'm not eating. But I see her going up and down in my house. My house is 4 floors. It's like, what? So I sit with her and I said, but how is that possible? You're not tired. I said, oh, I'm okay, So how can you fast? And she was like, okay, all the young kids, basically, we tell them they start fasting until 1 o'clock, until 5 o'clock. And until they go until the night, they do a party. They do a party. Yeah. I was like, okay, so 100% I can. She said, you can do it. Like, okay. But so she was the one who inspired me to do fasting. She's 52 and she got perfect health. When she went through the menopause, because I know her for 10 years, she was like perfectly fine. No need to take any hormone replacement therapy. No need. She told me like, I'm fine. I'm sleeping like a baby. So when I asked her, why you think you are like this? And she said, my 2 weeks, she does dry fasting twice a week because of her religion and the whole Ramadan. Oh, she joined me on the dry fast last time.
Wow.
But she told me, you know what? It's actually a bit hard. Not because I cannot do it, but because I was actually hungry at night. Because, in her religion, she usually fast until the night. So, yeah.
Wow, very inspiring. So, so Erika, and before we get to the questions of our listeners, just tell me, what are you doing today in order to maintain your good health? What's your lifestyle like? What's your food intake looks like, and things like that?
Okay, so things is like non-negotiable. Is I never go one day without juicing, to have juice.
That's very important.
This is non-negotiable. So sometimes I'm even tired and I'm like, okay, just make you juice, because I'm realized no one is gonna have all the nutrients just by having food. It's like the soul is depleted. I see the energy you get from juicing. So every day at least I have a juice. So
what kind of juices do you have?
So basically, my favorite, I go through different phases, but I love orange juices. I love the cucumber and coriander with apple, and I put jalapenos, so it tastes nice. I love watermelon juice. So basically, any juice. It all depends also for your financial circumstances, because obviously London is, when I was doing the month fasting, I remember going to buy my organic juices, and it was like sometimes I spent 30 pounds a day and sometimes 40 pounds a day or 20. So it's kind of ridiculous when you can go and buy a burger for £1 and you cannot buy vegetables with £1, like, so yes, if you live in London, probably you need to find a way to use, and it's not going to be so expensive. So I will say carrot is very cheap, or cucumber is cheap, or orange in season is cheap. And some other things like watermelon will be really expensive, or fruits. So it's kind of finding a way to have it regularly. So
yeah, very important.
a second very, very important is never to touch anything processed. Because what I learned about all the study, all the books, and my own body is like people don't know what is gonna happen, what can do to your body. And also I saw that dogs and cats get arthritis, and those are the domesticated animals, the ones that are wild, they don't get arthritis. So it's a lot to say by the food you eat. I will say if you don't have good digestion, probably do 1 or 2 enemas a week. Because I know a lot of people is against. So I saw on me and my health and the way, then yes, it does help a lot.
Good. And you also mentioned that your food intake right now is about 90% raw, just raw fruits and vegetables.
That was not my plan, okay? That was not my plan. When I was doing this, okay, already I was thinking the vegan are crazy and like how they can look like this. So just the whole idea to say raw food, it will be like, well, if I analyze my diet, it's mainly raw. But it wasn't like I planned to be raw. I noticed the more long fast I did, the cleaner my body, the taste in my mouth completely changed. So I don't know, a nori roll it will make me so happy. Just simple vegetable with a mango, and I'm so happy. And Vietnamese roll or just a salad, and I find a lot of flavor in basic things now than before, never.
Mm-hmm.
So I did not plan to become a raw vegan, but and also I noticed my energy. I have so much energy. Like I feel like I'm 20. So I was like, oh my God, at 20 I didn't have this energy. Like all day energy. I remember I used to needed coffee around 4 o'clock, be tired. I needed some coffee or feel like, oh, I'm tired today. And now every single day is a really good day, full of energy, feeling like happy and sleep well.
Mm-hmm.
So some part of my brain, I still not believe it, because obviously before I believe what science tell you, then you need to have
Yeah.
tons of protein and you need to eat certain way to be healthy. So
Yeah. Wow. So inspiring. Just, when I posted this, one of the notification about your webinar in the group, I told them, inspiration guaranteed. Now I really feel that it was true, that it was true what I said.
to
So
be honest, I was feeling a bit embarrassed. I was like, oh my God, but I'm no one, nothing special. I know a lot of people that cure even cancer, and I'm like, oh. But at the end, I thought, okay, if I help one person, if one person, it's just they believe they can do it. They believe,
yeah.
like, if you really work for it, you can get your health back. And if you don't have to listen what people say, you don't have to listen what the doctor say. It's like it's many ways to gain your health. So it's not only like waiting for a miracle drug. It's not going. They don't exist miracle drugs, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. And what about your exercise level or your movement level nowadays?
So I exercise nearly. I would say I exercise 5 to 6 times a week. So
Mhm.
I didn't change. But what I changed is the type of exercise I do now. Before I needed like go and run 2 hours or things like this. So now I do more like Pilates, and I do Tracy Anderson, and it's like yoga mixed with Pilates and a bit crazy. And I love walking, so walk a lot.
Mhm.
So I don't feel the need to run like before, because I guess my soul is in peace. It sounds crazy when I say that, but I think I feel on peace, and just going to a park and connect with the trees, connect with nature. I feel like I'm okay. I don't need to kill myself
Mhm.
to to prove myself. I went and
Mhm.
hit hard
Mhm.
the gym, like people say.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
But yes, I remember, like, I think it was 1 week ago that I did a really, really hard exercise that I needed to go my way back and go back. And I was thinking, and the doctor say I will need a hip replacement. This is because I was basically doing like things you need to be so flexible and strong to do it.
Mhm.
So yeah.
Wow. Amazing. Amazing.
Yes,
Okay.
I do walk barefoot, and I put, because I saw one of the messages. Okay, I do
Yeah.
walk barefoot in the park, especially on my healing. And crazy things I did for my healing. I bought the sheet would you connect with the earthing sheet.
Mhm.
So I put the earthing sheet, and I noticed in the time I was having pain, it was
Mhm.
helping a lot for pain.
Okay. Could you please, for the people who don't know, could you please explain what it is?
Okay, so basically, someone sent me some information that when you connect to the earth, you stop inflammation in your body.
Mhm.
So now I don't have zero pain. But I remember like having pain, and the thing I did was like walk without shoes in the park, and the pain suddenly went away.
Wow.
So, and I also sleep really well as well.
Mhm.
So I bought earthing sheet. They sell them in Amazon. They're not expensive. Like I think I pay like 40 pounds for mine, and I have it. And I noticed like because sometimes I forget to take them when I go on holidays. You sleep nicer on the earthing thing. If you wake up in the night, you can went back to sleep without problem. And when I don't have the earthing thing, it will be harder.
Mm. And how do you connect them to the earth? Like, how is the process
Basically, they
going?
have the positive and negative, and you have a connection to the socket.
Ah,
It works. You know why? Because once I was connecting my phone, and I was on the earthing sheet, and I got like an electroshock.
oh, really?
For
Mm.
real. So it does really work, because I was connecting my phone and I was on the phone charging, and it's like, oh my god, like got the
Ah, okay. Because I thought you only connected through the grounding, like through this
yes.
hole of the grounding,
Like
right?
they have some metal strings, and it
Yeah.
connects to the wall, and it works.
Mm.
It helped me a lot with the pain at the beginning, and now I just sleep with it every night.
Ah.
Other crazy thing I did was not crazy, but I bought an infrared sauna, little one from Amazon,
Mm-hmm.
to sweat, and
Wow.
it does help a lot as well. And now I have a real one, a big one.
Mm. So how do you do that? Is it like a portable sauna? Like, how does it work?
Okay, so now I brainwashed my husband into put a proper one. So we have a proper infrared sauna. But at the time, I just bought a cheap one from Amazon. It cost me like 130 something. So I was getting inside the sauna, and you sweat, because basically when you are trying to reverse a disease, you try to have cellular regeneration.
Mm-hmm.
The less toxins and burdens you have in your body when you try to heal, the better. So it's probably having infrared sauna 3 times a week.
Mm.
And what I noticed, if anyone is suffering from arthritis, it helps a lot, because basically hit your joints and you feel so much better.
Mm-hmm.
You don't need to buy a fancy one. You can buy, and you can put it in a small bag and storage. And
Yeah, yeah. Also, someone asks, say, if you do barefoot for grounding, where in London do you do that?
okay, I'm lucky I live across Regent's Park.
Mm.
So my house is like, yeah, I will say 2 minutes from the park. So usually what I was doing is dropping my daughter to school, walk through the park, and I was going barefoot and meditate in the park, because I have a small terrace, but it doesn't have grass. So I was like, so I needed to go to the park. And yeah, sometimes I got people looking at me like I'm crazy, especially because I tell my daughter to go and run without shoes now.
Mm.
Um, but yeah, if it works, and it does work.
Amazing, amazing. Okay, and then Raju is asking, what is the name of the book Erika held up, and who is it by?
Okay, so I have a couple of books that are really, really good. This one is called A Doctor Home Cure for Arthritis, and is, okay, if you can take a picture.
Yeah, so it's a Gerard W. Campbell.
Yes.
Okay.
He's a doctor, and he cures so many people. He as well say the main cause is constipation, and the main cause is processed food, tin food, packaged food, all these chemicals they put in the food. So that was his research. And this one was so good because he explained you I don't know how many people they cure and the protocol. And
There is cure for arthritis. Okay.
it's Pavo o Areola.
Okay. Okay.
And this is amazing because here tell you all these cases and how they cure completely.
Mm.
And it's basically the protocol I did follow.
Yeah.
Um, at the end of the book, I remember what he said, you have to forget everything you believe about food, because you may be wrong. Because I think that was my biggest challenge, was my mind thinking like, am I gonna go protein deficiency? The doctor said it's no cure, and he basically say, no, it is a cure, and you have to forget everything society teach about food. If you want to be healed, you have to change the mindset.
Wow.
More
Wow.
questions?
Amazing. And then Raj says the earthing sheet gets connected to the electrical socket and uses the earth connection to connect to the ground. If you are able to stick a rod into the earth, into earth soil, then that will also work. Okay.
So that
So,
was very, very helpful because basically now I have zero pain, but in the times I had pain, my pain was, let's say, when you get like the really difficult periods with arthritis, the pain can be 10 out of 10, then you cannot sleep. And I decided not to take painkillers because I thought the more painkillers I take, the harder will be for me to go back to heal my body.
exactly.
But with the earthing sheet, my pain was like, I can sleep. I feel like then my arm is not well, my hand is not, but enough to sleep. It's fine. We
Wow.
don't need any painkillers, so it does really work.
Wow. Wow. Thank you very much for this clarification, because it might give lots of hope to people who suffer from that. Okay, and then Ravi is asking, how do you manage barefoot walking in the cold? People in London complain of freezing cold there.
Oh my God. When you want to be healthy, you don't care. You know what? I forgot what else I was doing. I was having cold showers every day, and I still have them cold showers.
Ah, wow. Wow. So that's another part of the protocol we haven't mentioned
I
so far.
was having cold showers, and I still have cold showers every day. And what I do every time I have a cold shower, because they are never nice. I always say to myself, 1 minute of pain for a life of happiness, for life of health. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
1 minute I'm gonna be on pain, and the same. I did being barefoot in the park in the snow and all that as well. And I'm like, okay, it's not pleasant, it's horrible, but my health is more important. I don't know, like if someone been through pain, they will understand probably.
Absolutely. At which point did you start taking cold showers? Was it right after the diagnosis, or was it a little bit later?
It was later because I think it was in this book.
Uh-huh.
The first one I read was this one, and I was like, okay, I know why I'm sick. I was having protein shakes, processed food, protein bars. Anyway, and this one, when the protocols is where it mentioned cold showers
Mm.
in some of the clinics, because it mentioned some clinics when they do fasting and the protocol to heal people with arthritis. So I was like, I have to do it. And actually, my husband do cold showers now.
Wow.
And what you notice with the cold showers, I used to get cold all the time, like in winter, or get the cold probably 2 or 3 times a year. I haven't had a cold in 2 years.
Wow.
3 years. Yeah, I haven't. So you stop getting sick. So
Wow.
it's
Amazing.
painful, but it's worth it.
Yeah. And how often do you do that? Is it like once a day?
Once a day. Not like once a day.
Mhm.
Once a day. Sometimes I miss it, but I always go back because I remember
Yeah.
I have to do it.
Wow. Okay. And then Ruchi is asking, is there a specific earthing sheet from Amazon that we should get? So which model would you recommend?
Okay, so I bought one. It was the first one I bought was like an organic sheet from a fancy company, and later I bought one from Amazon that cost me like £40. Let me find the name, and it's no difference at all. You know what I mean? One is organic sheet, but the one from Amazon it was good as well. Let me see.
Arik, can I ask a question? This is Ruchi.
Oh yes, of course.
Yeah. So, how does the earthing sheet works? You use it outside on the grass, or you said you sleep with it, so you plug it inside?
I sleep with it every single night. So basically, I have two. So if I wash one, the other I can change it. So it's on top of my sheet, and I sleep on top of the sheet. And actually, I learned to sleep naked. Before, I used to wear like a lot of pajamas and all that, but I sleep naked, so my body is in contact with the sheet. You will see your sleep will gonna be so much better, and if you have pain, it's gonna help a lot. or mainly your sleep and also your health?
Yeah, the reason why I asked because I have inflammation in my feet, right? So that's why I asked that. I think this will definitely help me if I do the earthing sheet because you said it helps with inflammation. So earthing sheet you basically use for sleeping, not for walking outside.
No, not for walking outside, but to sleep, because basically I noticed the more I was in contact with the earth, the less my pain, my inflammation. So to be sure I am in contact with, like, I'm earthing, basically I got the sheet. So that way all night I'm on it. And you will notice the difference because, you know, like usually you wake up and you're puffy.
Yes.
So when you
Yes.
sit on the earthing sheet, your face is much better. You wake up and you're like, actually, I'm not that inflamed. I'm not puffy. The most important is your sleep, and you're gonna sleep so much better. So
I'm so thankful because that's exactly how I wake up every morning, like poofy, my eyes and then my feet and stuff. So it almost like universe pointed me to you to listen to this.
no, also when it helped me a lot, Epsom salt. So I was having hot bath with Epsom salt.
And how often were you doing those?
I was doing it 3 or 4 times a week. The first year. Now I do once or twice a week, but it was like, it helps the pain. You massage the feet on the inside the Epsom salt, and you get out. Well, it has to be very hot. You get inside your bed and you sweat. You're gonna sleep so well as well. But I noticed with the pain and inflammation, especially like in places you have pain, it will help a lot.
Okay, and the barefoot walking that you do you do it on the grass or on the earth directly?
I do in the grass.
Grass.
Grass or earth, but it has to be no concrete. Concrete is basically not gonna work.
And how long do you walk, or were you walking?
You know what I was doing a lot? I was walking a bit and I was sitting on the grass. So my feet is on the grass, touching the grass, and my hands were touching the grass like this. So I was sitting a bit. The most important is your feet is touching the grass. Your body is touching the grass.
Okay.
It can be your feet. It can be you don't need to walk. You can be like sitting in the park and meditate with your feet touching the grass.
So basically, the connection with the earth is more important than the activity of walking.
Yes. So many times I just sit and I just remove my shoes and make sure my feet is touching the earth.
Another question, because you were talking about juices as well. So you said you were having 5 juices. Were they all different juices, or were you like following certain juices for certain time?
At the beginner, because I know my body was not absorbing nutrients, I realized it was very important I have like fruit juices and vegetable juices. So probably in the morning I was having like an orange juice. I was having like the apple with cucumber juice, and in the evening I was having carrots or something like that. But I was mixing both because I needed nutrients. Now, because I know my body is much more stronger, basically any juice is good because it gives you a hydration. The more you juice, the more you notice that your body is really hydrated and you stop wanting to eat bad food. Because when you are like nutrient deficiency, basically your body wants to eat bad food because it's trying to get the nutrients from somewhere. But the more hydrated you are, you will notice like, actually, I don't even need water. Many times I'm like, I want to drink water, but I don't really have the desire to drink water like before. Do you use smoothies as well? Yes, smoothies as well count. So I was doing a spoon, no with milk, so no dairy. This is like a no for everyone because dairy is basically processed. It's not what it used to be. So in the past, dairy was like a very important for your health, but now the food industry has created like it's processed. It's full of preservatives. It's the way they prepare it, so it's not good for your health.
Right, right.
Well,
Lucy,
it's-
So regarding the juices, I'm sorry, just last
Tell me,
question. So
tell me.
regarding the juices, right? I think you have been doing it for how long?
I've been doing
Before
for
you started, before you started seeing the changes, I think you answered this. Before you started seeing the changes, how long did you do the juice fasting?
okay. When I changed my diet, like not having any food that gonna give me inflammation. That means no coffee, no chocolate, no processed food, no gluten, no dairy. When you cut that, the inflammation will go. Like if your pain now is, let's say you are number 7. The moment you remove this from your body, the inflammation in your body will go really, really low. So you probably, instead of having pain number 7, you will have pain number 3. You know what I'm trying to say? Like
Mhm.
the moment you remove all these things and it's causing trouble to your body gonna, thank you. The juices is just because I noticed that people that suffering from inflammation is like they have terrible malabsorption of nutrients, and they have terrible like constipation. So they're like, so basically it's you helping your body to have the nutrients you are not getting from the food in a normal way.
Mhm.
But what you notice with the juices as well is that you feel good and you have energy and your face looks good and your hair grows, and I don't know, it's like and you don't feel like you need to binge in food as well. Like before I was before I became this way, I was always having times I was binging, eating really healthy, and after go and binging in bad food, and I was like, what's wrong with me? Why I'm doing this to myself? But it was my body tried to tell me I need nutrients, but the body don't tell you kind of have nutrients from the juice or the, so the more um, juices and the better you eat, the less your body gonna ask you for bad food.
And
That's
the dry
basically
fasting, yes, thank you. And the dry fasting, how long have you been doing it, and for how many days do you go for dry fasting?
so dry fasting. I'm still new. I did lot of juice fasting and I did lot of like I don't actually like water fasting, but I did it. Like
Mhm.
um, dry fasting. My biggest problem was my head. I was really scared, to be honest. I was like, it was good to have my met someone that is okay on dry fasting, because in my head I was thinking I was gonna die. Like it's gonna be so hard. Um, so I've been, the longest dry fast I've done is 3 days, and that was because no long time ago I was having a lot of pain in my uterus, so they sent me to a cancer hospital, honestly. And I have CT scan, the camera, everything, and the doctor say, blood test, and the doctor was like, oh, they saw in the camera some like little dots, so like some type of infection in my uterus. So he wanted me to take antibiotics. So for me, it was like, I just heal myself to go back to take antibiotics. So I was in my head, it's like, okay, give me a week, and if we go back and you see the points, I take the antibiotics. So I went back home and I was like, let's fast, let's do dry fast. Like, because in my head was like, I don't have time. So I have a week to heal my body. So let's go for it was actually really hard because I have fever. I like and the dry fast, I was like, I lost my voice a bit. I have fever. I have pain in the places I had pain in when I have arthritis. And my body wanted me to keep going, but my mind didn't want to, because I was afraid. Because I told myself I'm gonna do 3 days fast. So I was like, I'm doing the 3 days. I'm not going further. Um, so basically that was my experience. But what I'm working now is to be able to increase it to 1 day to 1 week dry fast. Oh, the big thing about dry fast, since I do a lot of exercise. When I did the dry fast, my body changed. I build muscles. So all my life, I'm trying to eat all this protein to build muscles, and now that I'm doing dry fasting and go back to exercise, I actually have created muscle in my body. So I'm a converted to the dry fasting now.
Amazing. I think it's a good point to mention that there is another group in parallel with our group, because we cultivate the habit of fasting once a week. But there is another group led by a guy named Fredrick, and they specialize in dry fasting and in prolonged dry fasting. And I think Fredrick is here with us. Can you hear us, Fredrick?
Yes, Arik.
Yeah,
So
I just want to use this point and promote your group, because you are doing an amazing job in enlightening people about dry fasting, in getting all those amazing speakers who are experts on dry fasting, and then you actually help people jump into dry fasting, into prolonged dry fasting. So could you just give us 2-3 words about your project?
yes, we have a WhatsApp group. We actually one and the same thing, because we started here in weekly fasting, but then some people felt that they needed to know more about dry fasting. Me, as the pioneer, the person who started it, I had known about dry fast longer, written books about dry fast, and that is why we created the WhatsApp. But then we also created a YouTube channel, but we are only focused, the way Erika said, on dry fast and also pranic lifestyle, which now we have realized that they are in very many forms. Like now we are dealing with the autonomous lifestyle, self-sufficient lifestyle. These are people who don't sleep, don't drink, don't just a dry fast, but without sleep, and it's like going and going and going. So that is the interest in it, and there are so many cases of healing that are happening. So many people have also adopted to this kind of life. People are fasting now very well, and we do monthly fast for group. We just for support, we do monthly fast for support. So I think that's all for now. That's all, please.
Yes, Frederick. And if people want to join your group, then we will also post your, first of all, you can post your WhatsApp details here on the chat right now, in case anyone is watching and they want to join. And also we'll post it below this video when this video is in our YouTube channel.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. Frederick is doing an amazing job. Absolutely, just mind-blowing. Ruchi, and you're also asking about which infrared sauna from Amazon did she use, right?
Yes.
Yes. So two things. If Erika, you can share which sauna you had, infrared sauna you had taken, and also which sheet, right? The earthing sheet you had bought, because I'm sitting here waiting to order. I'm ready to order these things.
Okay, so
yeah.
I got it here. Maybe I put in the group, in the WhatsApp group, no? Or
Of course, yes. If you can post them there, right? Because I have been also asking.
the brand is Earth Life, the one I bought.
Earth Life.
Earth Life, and it's a earthing sheet, grounding connection cord with the cord and everything.
And the size?
And the sorry.
So sorry, the sizes. The
Amazon.
She's asking about the size of the sauna.
Oh, the sauna.
No, the sheet. Sorry, the size.
I'm sorry, the sheet.
The sheets are not the whole bed. It's just it's just like the area you sleep. So it's gonna be like 1.5 or 2 meters. So basically, it doesn't cover the whole bed, but it will cover the area you sleep.
Okay.
So I have one for me and one for my husband's side.
Got it.
Because once he had a back pain, and I told him, well, use my earthing sheet, and he's like, oh, okay. So the pain went away. So he asked me to buy him one. So he doesn't believe in those things, but sometimes he.
Yes.
If I take supplements. Okay, so I'm not a big believer in supplements now, but when I was healing, I think some people may need supplements because they are deficient of some of vitamins. What I take because I'm in London is vitamin D and K2. And I take omega-3, the vegan, those two things only. That's it. But apart from that, I don't take supplements. I'm no I'm not a big believer of supplements.
Good, good. Okay, then we have another
And can you
question.
also
Sorry.
share can you also share the details about infrared sauna? Because I know some people say that it's better to do the steam sauna versus infrared. So do you have, I mean, did you do any research on that or?
I will say infrared is better for people suffering from pain, for arthritis or something, because basically the way the infrared works is that it go inside your joints. You know what I mean? Like the normal sauna, you're gonna sweat a lot, but I was thinking for arthritis, infrared will be better. Or a type of inflammation, pain.
And you think the one from Amazon, you said that was like 150 or whatever, 200 was sufficient and did its job?
It did his job. Now I have a fancy one, but I did use the other one for 2 years. And I was
Okay.
very happy. And actually my cleaner took it. She wanted it. She cleaned
Okay.
it. And yes. Yeah, the one I took is a bit more expensive now. One is not fair, but it's very, very good. Because when I
So
bought it, it was really cheap.
right.
So
But
now it's
sorry, which one do you have now?
now I bought a proper one. Like I have in it's Clear Sauna, the company. Like I have a big one stored in my house. Because I saw the benefits. Like you sleep better, you detox, you feel really, really good. So now I convinced my husband to buy one, like a proper one. But at the beginner, yes, that one, Clear Light Sauna.
Thank you. Thanks
Yeah.
a lot.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
that one
Yes,
mine, or the one I have is Fierce Zone, and the one I had before. Then I had it for 2 years, and it's 200 now. Sorry about that. But when I bought it, was quite cheap.
Yeah, Erika, I think that in terms of those technical questions, I will just when I post this video in the group, I
Yes.
will just post your WhatsApp number, and then people will be able to ask you, and then you can send them links and things like that. So yeah.
Anyone who, how long do you stay in the firm sauna at a time, and how often? Okay. Last question. But you can, guys, you can send me messages in WhatsApp. I'm really happy to help. Like everything. You can message me anytime. Actually, like I feel happy to share all this. Now I use the infrared sauna probably 3 or 4 times a week. You don't need to, I would say 40 minutes is good. 40 minutes, maximum an hour. I don't recommend 1 hour. I will say maybe 50 minutes, no more than an hour, because basically you, after 1 hour, you're still losing lots of minerals. Now that we do fasting, like we need all the minerals in the world, basically. So yeah, basically 45 minutes, something like that, I do in the sauna. Very hot.
Very interesting. Okay, then we have another question from Sui Sai or something like that. I'm sorry if I do not pronounce the name the correct way. After my second jab, probably they refer to a COVID vaccine. My head tends to be heavy. What fruits would you recommend to detox, or maybe in general, what kind of protocol would you recommend to detox?
Okay, if I had the job, I will do fasting. I will, like, my plan was, I haven't had a job, but my plan was to become really good at dry fasting in case I have to have the job for any reason, like I cannot travel or something. I will probably do dry fasting after, to try to mitigate the damage of the chemicals on the. Actually, I saw a post about the Russian doctor that have the dry fast clinic, and he recommend to do a 5 days fast, dry fast. So probably that's too much for everyone, but I will probably fast after, because what I read about is like the jab create inflammation. It's been shown that it has created inflammation in some people in the heart, some people in the brain, some people in like the joints. Some people are missing the period. Some people are having heavy periods.
Yeah.
You shouldn't worry. You did it. It's fine. So now you have to think about how to mitigate the inflammation that has created. So my advice will be I will do dry fast.
Yeah, and I want to add that Fredrick, who spoke a few minutes ago, has lots of information in his group. They accumulated lots of information because they interviewed this Russian doctor directly. His name is Dr. Filonov, and they actually gathered this information, what he recommends regarding it. So yeah. Okay. And
thank you so much. Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
yeah. And then Noah Lakshmi says infrared does cook the body on the inside. If you want dry sauna, better to get full spectrum light, not infrared. So what do you think about it, Erika? Have you ever been interested in full spectrum light sauna? Have you ever researched this subject?
No, what I did research, because it was a lot of studies in Asia about osteoarthritis, arthritis, and infrared sauna. So they were like a huge study. They show they remove 80% of inflammation, and a lot of people like kind of have a normal life. So basically that was my plan. My plan was like, okay, that will help me if one day I have like a crisis of from the arthritis, I can go back to be okay. And it did help a lot with pain, I will say. A lot.
Very interesting.
And I love my sauna. I don't know, I'm really happy with it. When I do it regularly, you sleep like a baby. You feel like happy, like clean. A small story. I went away on holidays, so I didn't do sauna for like 3-4 weeks. When I went back, first thing I did was get into the sauna, and the sweat was so smelly, like all the accumulation of that time. Because now when I sweat, it doesn't smell like completely clean. And I remember coming back and say, "Oh, what's this smell?" And it was like, "Oh my God, it's me." I'm like, and that is just like accumulation of 1 month not doing my sauna. I don't know, the lymphatic system is so important as well. I think a lot of people don't talk about it, but I think can create a lot of problems. Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay, guys, does anyone else have any more questions?
Hi, Erika.
Hi.
It's been really important to hear your wisdom. I have been a fellow barefoot walker, so it's good to hear about your barefoot walking experiences as well. So one question I would like to ask you is, are there any specific tips you want to give for the ones who want to get rid of their glasses? Because you got rid of your glasses. So, yes.
Okay, so my understanding why I got rid of my glasses was my liver. Okay, so I always have really the migraines. I used to have eczema as well, getting eczema. So I think my liver was in a really, really, really bad state, because for what I've been reading about the Chinese medicine, everyone says related to the liver. So basically, once I did all this coffee enema, then it's basically the liver. Changed completely my diet. I was eating so much red meat before, like I did love eating the fat of the the steak and everything. So yes, basically when my liver became good, and I was taking a lot of things to clean my liver as well, like the teas, and is when I noticed the big change. So I will say, if your eyes are getting worse and worse, it's like maybe concentrate on healing your liver, because I think that's gonna make the huge difference.
Okay, thank you. And one thing.
Oh yes, someone say liver is for glasses. My mom did a liver cleansing, and she mentioned that her eyesight improved. So for me, I think 100% my liver, because it was in such a bad condition at the beginning, and I was having like terrible headaches for no reason all the time. So all the green things is for the liver.
Oh, thank you, Erika. And one more question. I had this column hydrotherapy for maybe 5 sittings, and my column hydrotherapist observed that there is some malabsorption going on with, my column, because he observed that anything raw which I've been taking, even some cooked food sometimes, it's, it's not being absorbed in the column and it's just coming out like that. So if you get just throw your light on this.
Okay, so I know a lot of people that they don't do well in the raw food at the beginning. I think I was lucky because I was not too bad, but I was not doing at the beginning everything raw. So I was having soups, I was having like cooked soup, like oven sweet potato, because when I was going like crisis of the toxin, sometimes I was detoxing so much. So it's when I thought, okay, I have to take it slowly on the raw food, and I'm gonna eat some soup or some oven baked sweet potato or some roasted like vegan food, I will say take it slowly. You don't need to go crazy on the raw food. Like now, because my stomach has healed, I could eat the raw food every day, but I don't think everyone needs to eat this way. And I think just listen to your body, take it slowly, and start healing the colon, healing the liver before you go into start to eat raw food all the time. Yeah, well, yeah.
So any specific suggestions for the liver cleanse then? I mean, any specific juicing which you?
Oh, for the liver, everything is green and it's harsh, because that's what I noticed with me. So I was making a lot of green juices with the coriander. Coriander is so good for the liver. So basically I was doing like a cucumber with coriander, or just a mixer like in a bulletproof, and I was putting grapes, coriander, and a bit of spinach, or a bit of like something green, but the green is the best for the liver.
Oh, fantastic. I love them too. Thank you.
Yes.
Thanks very much.
So basically, yes, stop eating high fat meat. Like this is your liver, you just don't like it. It's like you need to give a break so your liver can clean properly. So try not to consume really high fats.
And I think this dry fast after doing this liver cleanse, I mean, just this 36-hour dry fast helps in restoring the lost eyesight. Because -2 to means -1 or something like -1.25 or something like that. So a 3-month period of the liver cleanse and dry fast will it help in restoring eyesight too?
I couldn't hear properly. So you asking like for whole?
I mean, is 3 months sufficient? I mean, in restoring our lost eyesight, if we are in intense green cleanse and dry fast coupled up with dry fast, is 3 months sufficient?
Yeah, I think it will help a lot. Dry fast will help a lot the liver. And the green juices, I will say, you have to take them for life. It's like I don't imagine like it's something you need forever, because you will always have things disturbing your liver. So I'm not saying every day I do green juice, but like a week you have to have a couple of green juices to help.
Okay, thank you.
For sure. So yeah, it's not like it's not a quick fix here. So for life, it's things you have to know done every week. They have to be on your diet.
Okay, that's what the missing link which have been, which I found out here, because I was less focused on green and I was having fruits, more of the fruits, but now I will incorporate greens into my diet.
No, fruit is amazing. Like I get why the fruitarians do this, and I know it's so healing for your body. But I noticed like my liver need the green. It's like at the soap. That's for the liver. So yeah, I found it like the soap, and the other is the water. Like the fruit is the water, then let it pass, and the green is the soap, basically. Exactly. Anything bitter is good for the liver. Yes. Lemon, green juices, all this. Someone is asking about the milk thistle, arugula, herbs. Yes. Yes, that's correct. Yes. Yes, but exactly like I say green is the soap and the fruit juices is the water and help them glide. So yes, both are important.
Amazing, amazing.
Yes.
Okay, guys, does anyone else have any more questions?
Hi, Arik. It's Raj here. Could I ask a question, please?
Yes.
Yeah, hi. Thank you for everything you've spoken about, Erika. During your healing journey, did you have to deal with toxic people? I know you had wonderful support from your husband and that, but did you have to deal with any toxic people, traumas caused, and have to face them head on, either through eliminating the people in your life or having discussions with them? And if you did it show improvement? And how did you go about it?
Okay, what I noticed is like all the fasting, this did remove a lot of the person I was. Because I am the type of person, before I was vindictive. I was like taking things personally. These people will affect me. So what I notice is now these people doesn't affect me. And the last time I have a situation like this, I went on holidays with a friend or family, someone we know, and she makes some nasty comments to hurt me, like I was there and I didn't do anything and it didn't affect me because I realized they are in pain. I don't know how to explain that, but in the past, I will react or I will say something or I will feel hurt and I was like, oh, I can't believe this person say I'm like this. And so I came back to London and I was really proud of myself because I realized that you cannot control other people. Some people will like you, some people don't like you, but what you control is the way you react to people. And that was the big change I noticed with fasting. In the past, I will 100% react. I will 100% take it personal. And I probably get offended. Oh, this person say I look like this. And she even make a joke about the way I eat, But inside me, I was like, I have my health. And this person actually has a lot of problems like Hashimoto's and endometriosis. And so it didn't affect me, I was like, she told me, leave a little, why you don't have a steak, why you have to have your salad. But I actually like my salad. So I realized they are in pain. There is no you, they have pain. And these people that come in your life is for you to change. It's not them, it's your reaction to them. Then it has to change. They come they came to your life for a reason. So for me, it was like, this woman came to me to teach me to have compassion for everyone and to don't take things personally. Like, so if these people come into your life, it's because you have to learn something. And if you are not spiritually strong enough to handle these people, you have to avoid them and get rid of them. Because in the past, I used to get rid of people because basically they affect me. And I was like, I cannot deal with this. So I'm just going to block it. I'm going to get rid. Because I was not spiritually strong enough to deal with them. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, yes, I do.
Now I'm like, it doesn't affect me. I understand they are in pain, and that's why they will do things like this to hurt other people because they're not in peace. So it's not them, it's your reaction to them that is what matter.
I agree. Thank you. I agree completely.
Yes. So you have to reach the point, and nothing outside of yourself gonna affect you. So if these people are still annoying you, it's like you still long way to go, and you have to keep changing, because otherwise life keep attracting people like this into your life. It's like You haven't learned the lesson, new one and another. So yeah.
Yeah, I think also many people don't understand when you're trying to regain health. It's a journey which is quite difficult, very difficult, and it requires a lot of commitment, discipline, and other people just go on with their lives and they expect you to be able to participate as normal, but your focus is on your health, your time, your priorities are on that, and then you can get animosity and all this kind of stuff. So you have to be very determined
Yes.
To reach your goals when it comes to regaining health.
Yes. Yes, because it's like I have met people in my life that I want to help, you know, like tell them like, oh, you can heal yourself. Maybe you should cut this, and you they don't want to listen. So I'm like, okay. But what it helped me a lot was not to tell anyone. That's the only, not to tell anyone. If I go invited to a restaurant, it's like, oh, I'm doing a detox. Oh, I'm allergic to dairy or things. Because if you say that, people actually don't, everyone is allergic to something. So if you go to a restaurant or something, you know what, oh, I'm doing a detox, or I'm allergic to dairy, or like, but don't tell people what you're doing, because no one gonna understand. It's that very few people that they are in this journey understand, and that's why I think I joined the fasting group, because I was feeling I was feeling alone. Like you say, eating my salad and my juice, and I was like doing fasting alone. I don't know anyone that is doing what I'm doing. I think very few people are like this, and so to find someone in the same, like I feel less lonely. And you have my number, so you can send me WhatsApp, so we can be WhatsApp friends as well.
Thank you.
And you're gonna heal.
Absolutely.
You're healing. You have to truly know it's gonna be worth it at the end, because it's worth it. There is something I mentioned to Arki, and I say before I wasn't that happy as I am happy now. So I feel grateful this happened to you. I cannot believe I'm saying this, but I feel grateful this happened to me, because before I took for granted what is go to bed without pain, or what is like to have your body working fine, or and now I'm every day wake up happy thinking thank you God, because I feel good and I'm healthy. So one day you're gonna be in the same way, and you're gonna realize how lucky you are. So everything happened for a reason.
That's so amazing, Erika. Erika, and I was wondering if you had any family members who did get interested in doing what you are doing, seeing your results. For example, you mentioned one of your family members who also had an arthritis. So how did she react to your changes and other?
I mentioned to her like information, but it's like no interested. Like I'm taking I'm okay, I'm in an autoimmune suppressant, and but I'm not taking personally. Like I was thinking like the right people will come into your life that are ready for the message.
Sure.
Because the last person I talked to is like it's true, like healing complete a disease is like it's like running like going through the hardest marathon in your life. So few people want to take the chance.
Yeah.
Because I have tell people like, oh, you know, you shouldn't do this and this will help you, and it's like, I don't drinking coffee, impossible, I'm not gonna. So it's very few people, very few people gonna do fasting, so as well as like,
Yeah.
so the person is follow me is my cleaner, the Muslim, she's doing because she see me and it's like, oh my God, you look so good, oh my God, look at your body. Because before I was always fighting to be slim and have the perfect body, and now that I'm not fasting, I'm not fighting for my body is perfect, I look good, and I was
Yeah.
like, who will know that without you surrendering and eating healthy, and a bit of fasting will make such a huge difference in my life.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, guys. So before we wrap it up, do you have any more questions? Okay, so I think it's a good point to wrap it up. And Erika, so just before we really wrap it up, I would love to ask you, as we usually do, like what you're doing for living, and like how do you earn your living? Maybe there is any particular service that you could supply to our group members, even without any relation to fasting. So just for people to get to know you better.
Okay, so basically I rent my properties in Mexico. I have luxury holiday homes. So I'm always in Airbnb and talking to my clients, and I decorate houses. And before I was building houses before the pandemic, but now I'm like, I just concentrate in renting my houses. And so if anyone wants to go and travel to Mexico, they can send me a WhatsApp.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, cool, cool. So, so yes, guys, please feel free to contact Erika about that as well. Thank you so much. It was so inspiring. Your story is amazing, and we all love you and wish you amazing health, amazing achievements, and
Thank you.
yeah.
Anything, any question, just send me a WhatsApp. Anyone is going through this as well, send me a WhatsApp, and if you have any questions as well.
Yeah, and guys, everyone who participated, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Your presence made so much difference here during the webinar, and your light and your energy, and you're just
Thank you.
pure love and pure light. And thank you so much, Erika, and everyone else. So bye bye, everyone.
Bye, guys. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you.